So I'm going to go ahead and announce the ultimate death of religion. In this case, I won't even say religion. Let me zoom it down to Christianity. And I don't know if you've been watching the news, if you've been following what the hell is happening in Kenya. And to a lot of people, it appears so. People think this is new. I'm talking about people who think that these crazy preachers we see now. I'm talking. I think I've heard Ezekiel Odero. I don't know, Pastor Mackenzie, burying people, whether they were buried alive or not, whether they died hungry or not. And people are jumping all over as though this is new. No, it's not new, man. Where you been? Where you been when a war is, when people are washing the roads from freaking other human being? Where you been, man? When people are out there talking to unseen? Where you been when we go to that church and he tells you God told him and you don't ask why? Man, where you been, man? We've come here many times and we tell you there is something wrong with this lie that was planted in the African mind a long time ago. Where you been when we were saying that? Where you been, man? When you've heard, I remember they said there was a Catholic church up here in Canada that they exhumed, I guess, bodies of children that were molested and abused and buried within the Catholic church building. I mean, where you been, man? You run around and say you're a Catholic. The other day we talking about number 2, right up there close to the Bob, found to have been molesting kids, found to have been using funds raised by you, the African person. Where you been when we were pointing all this time? Now all of a sudden, no, Pastor Mackenzie is doing the worst. What do you mean she's doing the worst? Where you been? I just have to ask, where you been? I mean, take this to the bank. There is nothing that prayer, whether it's from him, whether it's by you, that will get you anywhere. There is no proof, as we speak, to this date, that a person can show that a prayer worked, that he or she got some benefit, got some blessing from the unseen through that prayer. You're talking to yourself when you pray. We said that before, so where you been? This man is lying to you. We told you that before, so where you been? You give money to this person thinking you'll get more blessings. We told you it's not going to work. Where you been? You let your children go in there and get bamboozled and indoctrinated at young age. We told you it's not good to feed a child with one line of thought instead of letting a child to think for herself or himself. Where you been? So this is the obituary of religion. It's a biographical thought of what really was this religion. It's dead. If you don't think it's dead, maybe your brain is dead. I just seen a few little clips all right around the media. You got a woman dropping poop in front of a congregation. Talking about, I guess, sin is coming out. You've seen a preacher whooping people. You've seen a preacher sucking the breasts of a woman. And for some reason, you didn't seen all these things. And no. That was not a problem. So all of a sudden right now, it's a big problem. Pastor Ezekiel, Pastor Odero. Oh, it's a problem. No. Where you been? Where you been? I'm gonna ask you. Because these things are so obvious, man. You can take this to the bank if you don't fight for yourself. If you don't call a brother or a sister to support you or to walk with you, I promise you will pray till the sun goes down. You'll pray till the sun is not hot anymore. You know how I know why? It took the Mau-Maus to go into the woods to make things happen. You know that? That didn't, look here, have your independence. It didn't happen and it's not going to happen. Forget that shit. I'm telling you right now, if you need some financial help, you can kneel all your ass down every day, all night, till you can't even walk. Just like those poor people there who are laying down, not eating anything, fasting. Nothing will happen. You're going to have to get your ass up and go do something for yourself. You're going to have to come together as a people and do something together. But if you really think you bamboozled you indoctrinated you, and I'm saying out of love though, so of course I don't hate you. This is tough love right here. This is what we need to say. And but look, if you think somehow the unseen will come forth to come help you, oh, you in a dipshit. You're in a hole, man. Get up. Leave that building and go find you some work. If you got a weight problem, if you got your weight, you got your health is not right, take that freaking Sunday and go walk out. Go for a long walk. Build the church that's in you. Build and fix your body. Rather than go sit there and think somehow you will get some blessing. Somehow your health will get better. Somehow your financial difficulties will get easier or better just by praying. It's not going to work. Trust me, it's not going to work. I can say that, trust me. Not because I'm any better. But science have told you, guys, there is nothing beyond your brain that you can depend on. All this that we have is the activities of our mind, and the preachers have found ways to manipulate you. The reason we say that, the reason scientists say that is you don't have any proof of no goddamn soul. There is no soul. There is no spirit. The prayer doesn't work. Nobody's gone, died and come back. Nobody knows no goddamn heaven. Nobody knows of hell. There is no proof of none of these things. If you want to talk about the sweet baby Jesus, that person came and was killed by the Romans. Guess for doing what? No. He didn't get killed because he was a sweet baby Jesus, the Son of God. No. He instigated. Or technically, he rebelled against the Romans. And the Romans would crucify you. You know that. And this man was not named Jesus, man. I don't know what's wrong with people. Yeshua. There was nobody named Jesus then. I don't know what's wrong with our people, man. And you were told a story from the ancients. This camel boy story from a desert. A story that doesn't fit you, doesn't benefit you, doesn't help you as an African south of Sahara. You've got to get up and wake up. Africa, Kenya, watu wangu mimi nawaambia, the economy that is in shatters right now, this is in a mess. I told you in the Immortal Knowledge, a message to the African grassroots. I wrote a book for you. You don't read, of course. You only read the Bible. I told you where the genesis of our nightmare come from. We the Sun people, you didn't listen to nothing, man. You are misinformed and you are disunited. And the people disuniting you is one of them is this politician and this preacher. The preacher is pulling you, saying, come here, come to my church. We are Roman Catholic, we're the original ones. No, you come over here. I mean, my name is Pastor Awar. I am I'm the anointed. Oh no, come over here. Let's this is a Baptist. This is a New Day Jesus church. All this nonsense, they're breaking you apart so you're disunited. You're misinformed, my people. And I say that, I told you that in that African immoral knowledge, a message to the African grassroots. I told you that. You want to know where these stories were written from, the one you believe that holy books. There is no freaking holy book, man. Your body is holy. Beyond that, you're dreaming. Keep your body holy. I told you, know thyself. I told you, you must know what is true and what's not true. Understand the difference between science and religion. Self-awareness is what I begged you to do. Your ideologies have been stolen, man. You got these African names, and your African names are all gone. You know what I'm saying? My name is Mary. My name is Samuel. My name is John the Baptist. My name is John Paul. What the hell, man? You African. I told you. See, like, look, I'm talking as a, I guess, vindictive kind of person. Because look here, I think I was even wrong. Because I thought this, what I predicted as a nightmare for an African, I thought it would come maybe 10, 15 years from now. No, I was wrong. It's come forth so fast that today you can see what I told you in that book. And I only published it here 2 years back. 2 years ago, I published that book, Immortal Knowledge, a message to the African grassroots. I told you all these things. You know what I mean? I told you, man, these people you are colonized. You're not free. Imagine this. You look here. Go to Europe right now. Go find somebody by Maura or some Ruta or some Odong or Juang or whatever. You're not gonna find a Mzungu by that name. Only you, big dummy, calling your children by some other people's names. I'm guilty of it. I'm not saying I'm any better, but I've seen the light. I know now that we should have kept our African names. We should have kept our ideologies and rewrite our stories. We are conquered, corrupted, and cohabited, men. And you have these people who have camouflaged and you think they are clean. You think they are good for you. And they give you myth, mystery, and mischief. So right now, we're running around with believing some old ancient camel boy book written by illiterate people. And you believe it on that stuff? Look here. I listen to these preachers and these politicians right now. They're talking about, oh, this preacher is this, oh, this preacher is that. Because regarding the book said, are you kidding? The same knuckleheads. The same people, man. The same people, let me tell you, who are victimizing this Pastor Odero, Pastor Mackenzie, and all these other pastors are also referencing the same freaking old book that the science has said there is nothing in there that stands tall. All of the things that are in there were myth, mystery, and mischief. Copied stories from ancients that didn't have any testable proof. But you have preachers, one named Ruta, who is also a politician, who comes forth and says that preacher needs to go to jail. How does he go to jail when you're the one holding the freaking Bible? Your wife just said the other day. You prayed and the dirty water in the borehole was purified. How do you say this person right here who just told these other people, look here, Let's fast until Jesus comes back, or whatever he was telling them. How do you how do you say no, that person is worse and horrible, and you got your wife here saying he prayed for water to be beautified? Are you kidding, man? Are you kidding me? You got someone like look here. What's his name? Yoweri Museveni. I heard him the other day. He's saying, we don't want the West, we don't want the Wasungus, keep your culture, keep your stuff over there. I'm sitting here and I'm like, are you kidding? The dummy ass is speaking in English, not in his Ugandan language. No. He's speaking English. And guess what? He's a Christian. I'm telling you, you're being played. Yoweri Museveni said, we don't want the West and their culture, but he's speaking their language. He's worshipping the same God, the same people from the West gave it to him. Look, that's not even enough. His child. Some guy born, I think, I don't know, it's a woman or a man. 1978, his name or her name is Patience. I don't know, Patience is he or she name. But the guy is a pastor. He's the preacher. He's the preacher. I'm telling you, man. And you ask these people, who gave you the Bible, man? Who gave you this ideology? It's the same Western people that is that now, or that had that. He said, we don't want none of your culture. Keep your culture over there in the West, or go to America, or to Europe. Keep it over there. Is what he says. The children are freaking. Is not just a believer. No. He is the one presenting and standing tall. He is a preacher, a pastor. You know, I'm talking about the hypocrisy from the preachers to the politicians to our people themselves. I mean, Ruta mwenyewe, he himself. I mean, you got to think through this, my friends. A man has a wife who is speaking in tongues. I mean, sit there for a second, man. What does speaking in tongues mean? To me, it means you're a matari material. There's something wrong, man. Speaking in tongues. What the hell is speaking in tongues? What is that? You people don't say a word. You can go out there and say, oh, glory to Rachel. Rachel is one of the best women. The woman is mentally sick. Oh, I take that back because I'm not a clinical scientist. The woman is biblically sick. His wife, for me, I would never afford it for Ruth from day one. And this goes to us as Africans. We have to have principles, my friends. You cannot lead a nation from the mess that it's in while you're still also thinking delusion to you that somehow you can still believe in some old ancient stories. You're a scientist, my brother. I mean, I love the guy, Mr. Ruda. I love him. He's a president. I know. I respect that. But he is not going to take the country anywhere. He is stuck with the country. Because he didn't realize from the beginning, because he was, of course, he was indoctrinated from day one. I don't know if y'all see a small little clip the other day of a small child. Children, really. I don't know, maybe 5, 10, 8, 12. They were all saying, no, we don't go to school anymore. Because according to what the Bible says, we shouldn't, or whatever they were saying. They were holding the Bible, they're saying, read this book, the book says here. They don't give a damn with no school, no science, nothing. Africa, welcome home, I tell you. And so, someone like Ruto and most of us, we were brainwashed from child when we were children. We were brainwashed, and this is why this man can never realize that he is believing in nonsense. He cannot. He is incapable. And what happens is, it's got his right to believe in that stuff. But when you're leading a nation that is supposed to be forging on to resolve these issues, in this case, the financial crisis, you want the nation to start building things, to invest in science, invest in things that will help to innovate stuff. You cannot do all that at the same time believing for some miracle to come down. You can't do that, you hypocrite. You cannot. You can't have it both ways. And I showed you, I wrote to you, and I told you our people need to understand that. And you don't listen, you don't read, you don't hear nothing. The only book you keep it in your homes is the Bible. You listen to, but look here, and that's not, I'm not just pointing at just the politicians and the preachers. The people themselves are messed up. Trust me, we're all messed up. Imagine the music we listen to. Not one song I've heard is clear or is clean. If we're not listening to rap, we're listening to Dombolo and all that. Like, you gotta dance as sexy as possible. Now, talk about all these preachers and all these Christians, all of us. Who is that? I don't know. Maybe I'm too backwards. In other words, I'm still back to these basic fundamentals of the Bible. Because I read the damn book. I know. If you follow that book, word for word, you couldn't listen to any other music. But our people right now, we listen to all sorts of music. Our cities are named after European nations or European countries or European cities. 100%. Our names, you ain't gonna know. Very few will call themselves strictly to the African names. No. We're dying to call our children or ourselves according to that. Some of those names in the Bible. It used to be if you call your child, call yourself by a biblical name, somehow you're sanctified or whatever. So the blame is on almost all of us. All of us. And the worst of the worst, I've said this before, is these people who know better but don't give a damn. There are these people, my friends, who, and I'm going to take an example of these ones who have been exposed to the outside world. I mentioned before some of these who come forth and criticize homosexuality and all that stuff in Africa, and yet they're walking with these people over here. They walk with anyone. As I mentioned that before. These liars. It is the same thing with this belief system right here. With this religious madness. These people know, after traveling for years, after being overseas for years, they know now how these nations were built. They know now that if you gotta build a city, you gotta build a nation, you gotta go get some resources from out there. Number one. Secondly, you might have to conquer a people. Or you might have to unionize. You might have to be united. And put your resources, whether it's labor or whatever, together to build a place, to build a city, to build an economy, to have a good agricultural sector. I created a little clip before where I talked about the investments that Africa is doing. We are doing the opposite. And so you have these informed people overseas. And I'm not saying necessarily that the only ones who are informed are the ones who are overseas. I'm talking about even the ones that are in Africa or in Kenya right now. These people should know better. But they don't speak up. They don't say, man, oh, come on now. I just saw this crazy clip over here, and this preacher is believing that he or she is right according to the book. So who is right here? If at some point you find there is questionable stuff in there, why didn't you step back? Why didn't you say, oh man, hold on now, we gotta stop right here. This is not quite right. Why you let people continue wallowing in death? You see this and you don't give a damn. And it's just like, I know, many of these people, it's like Ruther, Ruther cannot walk away from the church. The man was indoctrinated just like those children who say they don't go to school anymore. Because the Bible says that. The man is indoctrinated. He's not going to come out of it. The unfortunate thing is now he is the leader of a nation. And then as a leader of a nation, you have to have a balanced mind. And right now, he, as an agricultural scientist, a PhD holder, should be pursuing that which is science, which is innovation. You cannot pursue all that while at the same time holding on these miracles and these ancient old beliefs. You can't. I mean, it is right to hold whatever he wants. It's like the same people here out here who go out here and goddamn go to church. They look at these preachers here, Pastor Mackenzie, Pastor Odero, and all these insane people. They think those ones are the worst. No. You go to church and that dummy tells you, oh, I spoke to God, or God told me you should walk out that very moment. Should have walked out yesterday. Should have walked out last year. But it is this fear and this indoctrination that you cannot walk out. Because all of these preachers are lying to you. The book is a lie. The book was written, stories written from all over. It's got nothing to do with an African. It's not going to come and help you. I'm telling you, man, I don't know what these people need to be told. I don't know if you can listen to my voice and for a minute take a step back. We need to shut down all these churches, man. Build libraries. I beg you in that immortal knowledge, a message to the African grassroots. I told you the youth will come at you. You're not going to live in peace if the youth out there are suffering. Ruto cannot sit there still and be happy the next 4 years as a president. He is in deep, deep trouble. Because the youth are not going to sit back and relax. No, you can pray till you sweat blood. Ain't no youth going to settle on nothing right now. And they will come rob you. And a revolution will come one day if you don't make a change. So this belief thing right here should have been all of us teaching each other and looking back and questioning these things now. But you can't do it because you were bamboozled and indoctrinated and brainwashed from as a child. But when you see this instant stuff like this, you should reach out to your loved one, reach out to your mama, reach out to your sister and help your sister, man. You don't go down there and criticize that person and then you sit here, whether in Australia, in Europe, or in the United States, or even in Africa, and still go to this liar. They're lying to you. You don't see that? These people are lying to you, man. The book is a lie. There is nothing that can be proven in there. I can go to Europe. You can go to Rome right now and you can find monuments of the emperors of Rome. Show me a graveyard that Jesus was born or was buried, man, even if he flew into the sky. Which sky? Which cosmic sky did he go? Come on, man. You know better and you refuse to say enough is enough. Today, wake up and say to hell with the church. Do what I do. I get up and I'm like, I'm going to go for a long, long walk instead of sitting there for 2-3 hours clapping and singing like a girl or like a child. A man should be out there fighting for your health or for yourself or for your family. As a people, we should be coming together, brainstorming ideas of a way forward. There is no way forward if you're still going to go sit down, read some ancient book, listen to some liar. Not Pastor Odero Mackenzie. All of these preachers are liars. Believe me, I'm telling you, they're liars. There is none that says the truth because they are all pointing at the book that was not truth. That book is not for you as an African. That book was not written for you. It was written for you to be conquered. And you right now are conquered and colonized people. The Europeans didn't go nowhere. You some jungles all there. All that fundraiser you do, where do you think it goes? It is channeled back to Europe. You're building Europe, you dummy you. You should know that. And when you believe in a church, what is that going to help you with? You can't sing around and the economy is bad and yet you're raising millions every Sunday. What is that for? Imagine if you're raising that. I gotta stop here. But good luck to you, but wake up. The waking up was supposed to be yesterday. Blessed love.